Christine Frizzell for Spotlight on America. Mexican cartels are making billions of dollars pumping deadly drugs into the United States, and they're doing it with the help of Americans. A large number of those convicted of trafficking in the U.S. are American citizens, often with no criminal background.
They knew through my friend that I was going through a lot of financial struggles, and they really they flashed everything. They were like, we can help with your car payments, we can help with your rent, we can help with your dad's cancer treatment.
We'll call her Mila, the nickname given to young people, Americans, who smuggled drugs across the border for the Mexican cartels and then got caught. How they found her and so many others was not in a dark alley or even the dark web, but through a friend who she at first declined to work with.
It wasn't like the big scary cartel, it was like my friend that I've known for 2 years.
You said they were really patient. What do you mean?
I would say no, and I would say I'm not sure, I have to think about it, and they'd say okay, we'll wait for you, we'll wait for you to be sure, and we'll wait for you to be ready, and just let me know when you want to make the money, the money's waiting here for you.
The money also lured in Mila too, first recruited at 14 years old.
I was a freshman in high school, and there was a friend that I consider a best friend at that time, was just telling me about how she's making like extra money.
And then you got paid?
Yes. I was like, oh, this is actually really kind of easy. No wonder why a lot of kids do it.
Mila, too, a U.S. citizen who lived at the time with her mom in Tijuana, Mexico, had some successful trips, oftentimes just walking across the border as she did every day to go to school. But when she was caught, it was 2 weeks after she turned 18.
And I couldn't go to my senior trip or do any of my senior activities. I wasn't be able to graduate with my class. I didn't get to wear the gown.
Considered an adult, she also spent 88 days in prison and now travels to local high schools to warn students about the scheme.
They'll go, say, to a house or a warehouse, and they'll start strapping you up. And then at this point, say they just offered you $1,000, which is nothing for these cartels. And then you're like, wait a second, I thought I was only going to have one package.
We listened in on one such presentation now given to dozens of schools around the county in response to the alarming number of young Americans agreeing to help the cartels and then getting caught.
In federal, you actually serve almost all of that time. There's very little time taken off or shaved off your sentence for good behavior during prison. Ultimately, what the judge says, inevitably, is you caused a death, you robbed someone of their life.
This high school, located just a few miles from the San Ysidro port of entry, considered the busiest land port in the world.
We see an average of about 100,000 people crossing every single day, about 45,000 vehicles and about 25,000 pedestrians walking across the United States from Mexico into the United States every single day.
U.S. Customs and Border Patrol Field Operations Director Sidney Aki says cartel members take advantage of young Americans with no criminal records.
These children in the teens, in the high school age, they're looking for a lot of different, new iPhone, a new Android, new gaming station, or just different things. Unfortunately, sometimes our younger teenage individuals are not thinking straight. They're not thinking of the long-term consequences of these actions.
Those consequences on full display in this exchange with another young American caught trying to bring drugs across the border.
I'm in investigation right now.
For what?
I made some not so smart decisions.
The shock and heartbreak from this boy's mother on full display.
Sorry, Mom. I really have.
Phone calls like this still made far too often, says James Nunnally, the Drug Enforcement Administration's special agent in charge in San Diego.
The fact that we are so close to the threat, right across the border, the Sinaloa cartel and CJ&G control everything. They control the port on that side. They control all of the activity with one purpose, one intent, and that's to poison Americans. It is intentional poisoning of Americans, which is their #1 goal, all for profit.
That profit assisted by young Americans, recruited to take part in a dangerous enterprise. For Spotlight on America, I'm Christine Frizzell.